Welcome to my channel. We're going to start this class with the feet in a V position, sometimes called Pilates V. So think of wrapping around and bringing your sits bones closer together, lifting up in the center. Let's take a deep breath in, arms reach up towards the ceiling and lift the heels just a little bit so that we can still keep the heels squeezing together, finding the midline of the body. Bring the heels down, relax the arms down, chin towards the chest and rolling down vertebra by vertebra. Really relax the head over. We're going to stay there as we bend the knees generously, bringing the knees over the toes. Exhale, stretch the legs, sending the sits bones up. Again, bend, relaxing the whole upper body over your legs. And stretch, reaching the sits bones up, stretching the legs long. One more time, just like that. Bend the knees. Inhale. Exhale, stretch the legs. Bend the knees a little bit. Start rolling the tailbone down, lifting the stomach, coming up vertebra by vertebra by vertebra, all the way up. Lengthen the legs, reach the arms up. Again, lift the heels just a little bit. Think of squeezing the heels together, connecting to the midline of the body. Bringing the heels down, we're going to circle the arms. Nice big circle. Inhale. And then keep going, diving down. Bend your knees. Head towards the floor. Reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Then circle the arms back. We're going to start coming up, rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Keep circling the arms back and lift the arms, lift the heels. Again, heels down, circling the arms all the way. And then diving over, bending the knees. Head, relax it down as the fingertips reach up. Curl the tailbone down, lift the stomach as you circle the arms. And reaching the arms up. Going to do that a few more times. And feel free to play with the rhythm. You might want to take it a little bit faster so it feels like a little bit of a swing. You might want to make it slow and steady. Find whatever pace feels right for you today. I'm going to do just one more like that. Swing the arms round, reach them up. And finding the balance. Bring the heels down. I'm going to parallel the feet. Place the hands on the sacrum. Press the hands into the hips. The hips come forward. Really think of extending, lengthening the spine back, opening the shoulders, going back as far as feels good for your back right now. Coming back, chin towards the chest, lifting the stomach. Slide the hands down the back of the legs. I'm going to take a moment to hold onto the back of the ankles and give ourselves a really nice stretch over. Relax the arms down to the floor. I'm going to play with bending the right knee, stretching behind the left leg. And then switch, bending the left knee, stretch behind the left. Just opening up the lower back and breathing into that. Let's do one more time to either side. And then coming back to center, I'm going to bend both knees, extend the upper back, gaze forward. So you might want your hands still on the floor or pressing against the shins in order to extend the upper back even more. And then straighten the legs, allow the head to really drop and relax over. Bending the knees as far as you want, opening the chest, maybe bringing your hands to your shins if you'd like. And then stretching the sits bones up as the head drops down. One more time, bend, opening the chest, gaze forwards. Stretch, and this time we're going to Walk the feet back so we're in a pyramid or downward facing dog. Take a moment to breathe here and play with bending one knee, bending the other knee. So again, just thinking of opening up the body, inviting some movement to the hips and to the legs. Take a moment to stay in this down dog position. And bring your knees gently down. So we're in an all fours position. As you inhale, open the chest, gaze forwards. Exhale, round the back, drawing the stomach in. Really exhale all the old air out of your lungs. Inhale, arch the back, gaze forwards. Exhale, round. Squeezing all the air out of your lungs. Again, inhale. Open. Exhale, round the spine, and we're going to stay with that round spine. Inhale. To exhale, lift the stomach even more. Press the hands into the mat and think of sending the hips back towards the heel and putting the stomach in even more so the spine stays round. And then coming back. Again, round. Exhale, exhale. Leading with your stomach. Opening up the lower back. Push the hands into the floor. And coming up. Let's do that one more time. Rounding, pulling the stomach in. Reaching the hips back. Coming back. Let's take a puppy pose. So keep the tail up high. Bring your chest and head down towards the mat. Walk the hands forwards. So you might want to stay here with the hands long. For a slightly deeper stretch, bring the palms of the hands together to touch. Bend the elbows and bring the hands so they're pointing towards your shoulder blades. We're trying to get the hands right in the center of the spine. Just breathe, opening the shoulders, lengthening both sides of the body. Should feel like a really nice stretch for your upper back and shoulders. And let's come back into the all fours position. Walk the hands a bit further forwards towards the front of the mat. Keep the spine long. We're going to transfer the weight forwards, bending the elbows back towards your ribs. And then push the hands into the floor. Keep the spine long as you take the hips back towards your heels. And just play with that transference of weight forwards and back. Keeping the spine long and the stomach supporting the back. Again, you can play with how fast or slow you want to make this. I'm going to take it just one more time forwards. So really lengthening the spine. And back. Tucking the toes, lift the hips back up to the downward dog. Lengthening through the spine, through the back of the legs. And then reach the right leg up. Open up the hip, bend the right knee. Keep both hands pressing down into the mat and see if you can lift up the knee up a little bit more. So opening the right side up towards the ceiling. Keep the knee bent as you square off the hips. And we're going to round the spine, round and bring the forehead towards the knee, knee towards the forehead. Hover, lift the stomach up and bring that right leg forwards so you're in a long lunge position. Keep the left hand onto the floor, reach the right arm up, open the chest so we're lengthening in all directions. Place the right hand back. Going to bring the left knee onto the floor. So if you need to pad it out, please feel free to do so. Sink the hips down. And then you're going to transfer the weight back and flex the right foot. So we're stretching the back of the right leg. And again, coming forwards, drop the hips down. And take the hips back, flex the foot, stretch the back of the leg. Do it one more time, just like that. Forwards and back. And the last time we're going to stay there, I'm going to use my left hand to flex the right foot even more. Just breathe into that. Coming forwards, we're going to stay for another moment in that lunge. So you might want to keep your hands on the floor or join me in placing the hands on the knee, pressing down with the hands to extend and open the chest. Maybe even gazing up towards the ceiling. I'm going to do a whole thing on the other side. So coming back to that down dog position, just take a moment to feel that length through the spine, through the back of the legs, through the arms. And then the left leg will float up, really lengthening it up. Then bend the knee, open up the left side of the hip. Both hands press into the mat as you lift the knee even more, open the left side a little bit more. Squaring off the hips, keep the knee bent. Round the spine, forehead towards the knee, knee towards the forehead, lift the stomach up and place the left hand into that lunge position. Really lengthen through the lunge. Then with a twist, so keep the right hand on the floor, reach the left fingers up, opening, lengthening, and then carefully set the right knee down, pad it out if you need, sink the hips down, and then taking the hips back, flex that left foot, stretching behind the left leg. And forwards. And stretch it back. One more time, forwards. And back. This time we're going to stay there, flex the foot, and maybe you'd want to use your right hand now to flex that foot even more, deepening the stretch behind the leg. Stay there for a moment. And coming back to that lunge, so you can either keep your hands on the floor as you sink your hips down, or place both hands on your knee. Press down so you can really open the chest. Gaze up if that feels good for you. And then coming back to the downward facing dog. Stay here for a moment and breathe. You're going to start walking forwards with the feet towards the front of the mat. As we do that, open up the feet so we'll end up in a wide-legged squat and play a little bit from side to side, opening up the hips. You can keep the hands on the floor, you can take them up if you prefer. I'm going to keep mine on the floor. And then carefully setting the hips down, and we're going to roll down to lying on our backs. So let's bring the knees in towards the chest, hug them in, take a breath in, and on the exhale, squeeze the knees in towards the chest until you feel the tailbone coming off a little bit off the mat. And inhale, release. Again, exhale, squeeze all the old air out. Inhale, release. One more time, exhale. And from here, we're going to take little circles with both knees in one direction. So bring your awareness to your lower back and the back of your pelvis, how it can Get a sort of massage onto the floor. And then let's change the direction of the knee circles. Breathing slowly, fully in and out. Place the feet onto the floor. Let's clasp the hands behind the head. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, feel the stomach sinking down as the head and shoulders float up. Again, squeezing all the old air out. Inhale, bring the head back. Exhale, calming up. This time I'm going to stay there. Reach the arms so you can hold on behind your legs. Again, inhale. As you exhale, bend the elbows to the side. So you're using your arms to come up a little bit more. Pull your stomach in a little bit more. See if you can stay there. Hands back behind your head. And take the head back down. Relax. Inhale. Exhale. Head floats up. Reach the arms forwards. Hold on behind your legs. Take another breath in. Exhale. Come up a little bit higher. Use your arms to help you come up. And keep it there. Hands behind the head. And head down. So we're going to come up, see if we can get to that place we just found. I'm going to take toe touch. So lift the right leg up. And as you exhale, we're going to switch, touch the right toes to the floor. And then change. And change. Keeping the stomach pulling in. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, continue with both legs together, taking them down only as far as you still feel you have control and it doesn't cause you any discomfort in your lower back. Twice more. Keep the right leg up, place the left foot back on the floor. We're going to aim the left shoulder towards the right knee and back down. Again, aim the shoulder towards the knee stays where it is, and down. One more time, we're going to stay there and take little pulses up, and up, and up. It's as if someone's pulling the left elbow up towards the ceiling. And relax back down. And we'll do the same to the other side. So right foot on the floor, lift the left leg so that the knees at a right angle, 90-degree angle, more or less, and bring the shoulder, the right shoulder towards the knee and back down. Try and keep the right side of the hips really rooting down into the floor as you do that. And let's stay there and take little pulses up and up. If someone's pulling your right elbow up towards the ceiling, your left shoulder wants to reach towards the knee. And down. And open the arms to the side, bring both knees close in towards the chest. And we'll start the side to side, keeping the knees close in towards us. So take the legs over to the right, sort of pointing towards the right elbow. And then use the stomach to bring them back. And over to the left, and up on the left diagonal. And back. Again, think of the arms being pressed down into the floor as the knees go over to the right. And the center brings us back. Over to the left. Keep the arms pressing into the floor. Squeeze inside thighs together and back. So we're going to continue side to side, but this time take the legs into this tabletop position, this 90-degree angle. And side to side over to the right. Use the stomach to bring you back. And to the left. Keep the shoulders wide, arms open. To the right. And back. and to the left. I'm going to keep going. If you want a little bit more challenge, you can stretch, reach the toes up towards the ceiling and do it with long legs. If that's too much, keep the knees bent as they were. Keep the shoulders as wide and open as possible. Breathing in as you go over and exhaling, using the center to bring the legs back. Let's do one more time just like that. Over to the left and back. Next time we go over to the right, we're going to take the legs all the way to the floor. So you might want to bend your knees. You might want to straighten them. Just find what feels like the best position for you to take a moment to stretch and breathe. A slow, deep breath. Let's take the legs over to the other side and find the angle of the knees that feels right for you. Slow, relaxed breath. Coming back, let's take a happy baby. So you might want to hold onto your calves or your feet or anywhere else that feels good. Just rock a little bit from side to side. Okay, ready to get into the more classical Pilates work. Let's have the heels together, hands behind your head. Inhale. As you exhale, keep that V position and stretch your legs out, pointing your toes, bending the knees, coming back. And again, in that V position, reach your legs out, point your toes, draw your stomach in and up, and back. And we're going to stay in that V position to do the 100. So find the angle that works for your legs. You can still engage the stomach, reach your fingers and breathe in. 2, 4, 5, breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. And in. And out. And in. Keep going. 2, 3, 4, 5. If you need to bend your knees, feel free to do that. In 2, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3. Losing count. I think we've got 20 more. Say last one. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend your knees. Just rock up and down a few times. So we come to a sitting position. Stretching the legs out. Flex the feet. Reach the arms up, so creating even more length in the spine, stretching up and forwards, and relax the head towards the knees. Again, I'm using the hands to flex the feet and gently pull myself over a little bit deeper. Continue with a roll down. So long legs, pull the stomach in, rolling down vertebra by vertebra, reaching the arms up and back, rolling up. Inhale and exhale. Reach the fingertips forwards, top of the head forwards, taking the navel back as if someone's pulling the waistband back. Continue in your own time to make it a little bit faster or a little bit slower. Again, find the pace that feels best for you right now. Rolling down vertebra by vertebra by vertebra with control. Can we find that same control coming up? It's a little bit more challenging. I'm just going to do one more roll up. Stretching over. This time when I roll down, the arms are going to be by the sides of the body. bring your knees in towards your chest and lengthen the toes up. Bring the legs towards your chest until the hips come up a little bit. Open the legs and we're going to circle them down. So 2 more of that little movement of the hips up and circle back. Up and circle. Let's change the direction. Open the legs. Take the legs towards the chest. The hips come up just a little bit. Circle down. A little circle and down. One more time, that small movement. And let's go into the full roll over. Take the legs overhead. Flex. Open up the shoulder width. Slowly rolling down vertebra by vertebra. Reaching your legs as far as you feel you can control the center and bringing them together. Twice more in this direction. Flex. Rolling down. I'm using my arms pressing into the floor to give me support. One more time in this direction. Flex, open, reach the heels. Draw the navel towards the spine as you roll down. And we're going to reverse, taking the legs overhead as they're open. Point, legs together, rolling down vertebra by vertebra. Reaching the legs way open. Flex to go back. Twice more like that. For this last one, I'm going to keep the right leg pointed up, place the left foot on the floor, and you can either use 1 or 2 hands onto your stomach. So I'm really creating a sense of an anchor with the fingertips and little leg circles. Take this hand away so you can see that. And then little leg circles in the other direction. So I'm really focusing and using my fingertips to connect to the center. Really imagining like an anchoring sensation. So I'm really using my stomach here, feeling deep work in the core. Bend that right knee in, stretch the left leg out. And then again, extend the right leg up. This time I'm going to slide the hands up towards the ankle, lift the head up, taking a really good stretch and thinking of lengthening both legs. Bring the head down, open the arms, and we're going to take the leg across to the left till you feel the right side of the hips coming up just a bit. And then bring that right side back down and open the leg to the right. And again, taking the leg across, allowing that hip to come up, so we're getting an opening. And hip comes back down, all the way over to the right as far as I can, and I'm still keeping both hip bones pointing up. Let's do it one more time. Reach your leg over to the left. Keep that sensation of the arms connecting down into the floor. Opening up. Let's take big leg circles. Take the leg over to the left and then circling it as big as feels good. Still trying to maintain that sensation of the anchor of the stomach. And opening to the other side. Nice big generous circles of the right leg. Left leg stays long on the floor. And just relax the right leg out. Might feel a little bit different from the left one now. Let's do all that on the other side. So bend the right knee, left toes point up to the ceiling. You can have both hands or fingertips of one hand to create that sense of anchor. And I'm going to do the little leg circles towards the ceiling. And in the other direction, really using my fingertips to get that sensation of the deep work in the center. Bend that knee in, stretch the right leg out, Gonna extend the left leg up, lift the head and shoulders up, lengthening both legs. Coming back, open the arms, taking the leg over to the right until the left side of the hip comes up. And then bring the hip down, open the leg to the left. And again, taking it across, keeping the chest wide open. Hip comes down, leg opens to the side. Let's do one more just like that. Cross and back. And the big leg circle. So take the leg across and circle it. Make the circles as big as you feel you can, while still using the center as an anchor. And let's circle to the other direction, opening and then circling around. Let's do two more just like that. Hug the left knee in. We're going to go for single leg stretch. So hug the knee in, lift the head up towards the knee, lengthen the other leg out, and change. And change. And again, go in your own pace. You might want to take it faster. Keep the stomach pulling in. Just a few more like that. And relax the head down. Clasp the hands behind the head. Bring the knees towards the forehead, forwards towards the knees. And it's as if the elbows want to touch the outside part of the knees. Stretch the legs out, opening the elbows to the sides, and then bringing everything back in. So it's a sort of double leg stretch variation. Squeeze everything in, knees in, try and touch your outside part of your knees, and then open the elbows. A few more times like that. Modified double leg stretch. One more time. We're going to stay in this tight little ball and roll up a few times. Up and down, rocking through your spine till we find our way to a sitting position. Opening the legs a little bit wider than the mat. Reaching up, and we're going to take a spine stretch. Walk the hands forward. And we're just going to stay there, relax the head over. And each exhalation, think of pulling the stomach back as if someone's pulling our waistband. Really relaxing the head over more and more and more, relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Take the left hand to the outside of the right leg. Going to stretch over. And I'm going to use this other hand, this right hand, to stabilize the hips and make sure the left sits bones is still in connection with the floor. And breathe here. And coming up and changing sides. So the right hand goes to the outside of the left leg, slides forwards. And the other hand on the lower back stabilizes and encourages the right side of the hips to sink down deeper and deeper. Coming back, opening the arms for a soar. So reach the fingertips over, and we're going to take 3 little soaring motions. 1, 2, 3. Coming up, other side. 1. Keep the hips stable. And one more time, just like that, to either side. Soar. And stomach in and in. Up, other side. Stomach goes back. This time as if I'm going to start off for the soar, but this hand's going to go back. I'm going to bend the knees to begin with and push the hips up, reach the arm back. Coming over and take the left arm back. Left hand presses down as the right arm reaches. So I'm going to keep going with bent knees. Feel free to do it with straight legs. Actually, no, I'm going to straighten the legs and then bend them. Take whatever variation feels good for you. Reach and up. Open, really. Reach in all directions. And up. Let's do one more time to the other side. Stay there and reach, reach, reach. And back. Let's just take another stretch. Open the legs a little bit wider. This time it's more of a leg stretch and I'm less worried about the spine stretch. And relax over. Take a moment to breathe. Soften the body. Rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Again, starting off with bent knees. Place both feet on the floor. Place the hands behind you. Press down as you lift the hips up. So you might want to keep your gaze forwards, or if it feels okay for your neck, you might want to open the shoulders even more and gaze up. Just going to take little movements forwards and back. Little rocking motion. Setting the hips back down. You might want to keep the knees bent, or if you want to, you can straighten the legs. And again, coming up. You might want to look forwards or look up. You might want to take a little flexing point with your feet if you have the legs straight. Staying there for a moment, opening the chest a little bit more. Set your hips down, and you're going to turn and lie on the stomach. Hands underneath your forehead. Let's take a moment just to come back to the breath. And notice both hip points into the mat. You're going to try and maintain that as you lengthen the right leg and lift it up a little bit off the floor, stretching it out and back. And then the left one, stretch it away. So I'm not lifting very high, I'm just thinking as much as possible about lengthening. And down. One more time with the right leg. This time I'm going to take little pulses with the right leg up and up and up. Keep lengthening the leg away, trying to keep the hips neutral. And down. And other leg, lengthen the left leg up and take little pulses up and up. Trying to stabilize the hips, just finding the movement from the back of the leg. And down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows pointing up. Press the hands down, lengthen the spine and come up as much as feels good. Slowly bend the elbows, and as we do that, think of lengthening both legs and lifting them up. Pressing down, opening the chest. Bending the elbows, lengthening the legs and coming up. So you might want to take it in this quite slow pace, or if you'd like, you can take a little swan dive variation, just rocking forwards and backwards. So again, find the swan that works best for you today. And when you're done, let's all meet in a rest position. Relax the forehead. Take a moment to really breathe deeply. Let's come onto an all-fours position. I'm going to reach the right hand forwards, left leg back, lifting them up, and take little pulses up and up. Keep lengthening the fingertips away from the toes and the toes away from the fingertips. Stay there for a moment, reach even more. Coming up, let's do the same thing to the other side. Left hand and right leg reach away from each other. I'm going to stay and take little pulses up and up, up. Creating more and more length, more and more lift in the stomach. Coming up, and let's come up onto your knees. I'm going to stretch the left leg out, reach the arms to the side, place the right hand down, and first I will just find a stretch. So really press this hand down into the floor, reach the fingertips away, coming up, lifting up and stretching over to the other side. Next time we do that, we're going to lift the left leg up parallel to the floor and up and stretch, up, lift, up and stretch. Next time we're going to stay there and take little pulses of the leg up and up and up. Keep reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Stay there for a moment. And then back. Keep this foot on the floor. Place a hand and stretch the top arm. So you can either keep that leg where it is, or for a little bit more challenge, take it and straighten it behind the other one. Keep pressing down to lengthen. And let's come to a plank position. Open the chest, lifting the right leg up and bringing it down. And the left leg. And lengthen, lift. And a leg pull front. Just one more time either side. Lift. And lift, lift. Coming to the down dog position just for a moment. And carefully set the knees down. Let's take all that to the other side. So reach the right leg, open, left hand down to the floor. First time we're going to really just stretch and lengthen. Stay there for a moment to create as much length as possible. Coming up, stretching to the other side. This time I'm going to add the leg, lift the leg up towards the ceiling. And back. It's probably going to come up as high as your hip, maybe a little bit more. Reaching, lengthening, and then reaching the leg up. The last time we're going to stay there, take little pulses of the leg up and up and up. Reaching the fingertips up, opening the chest. A few more of these, stay there. Coming up and to the other side. And then the last time you can either keep the knee bent or stretch it behind. Press the hand into the floor, create even more length. And come into a plank position. This time the right leg's going to go up and we'll take little pulses up and up and up and up. Keep the chest open and the spine long. And then the left leg up and up. And last one. Coming to that downward facing dog. Breathe. So as we did in the beginning, you're going to sweep the right leg up, open up the hip. Lift the knee up as much as possible. You can either choose to stay there or keep taking the foot over to the right until we come to a wild thing. Push back, stretch the leg, and back. Let's go to the other side. Reach the left leg, bend the knee open. You might choose to stay there or keep taking the leg over to the left until you fall back. Catch yourself with the foot. Let's do it one more time, just like that, either side. So again, perhaps you'll choose to stay there, or perhaps you'll keep going. Up. One more time, just like that. Lifting up, bending the knee, keep going, and maybe dropping onto that leg. Up. One last time, lift the leg up. This time, bend the knee, and we're going to come into a modified pigeon pose. So I have the shin parallel to the front edge of the mat. Open the chest, inhale. And as you exhale, walk yourself forward. So you might want to stay up on your forearms. You might want to relax all the way down. Just taking a moment to sink into this hip opener. And any breathing, coming back to the slow, deep breath. Keep as long as you want on that side. And when you're ready, we'll come to the other side. So coming back to the down dog, reach the left leg up and then bring it in. Try and align your shin as much as possible with the front edge of the mat. Might feel different on this side. Open the chest. Bring yourself over. Find the position that works for you, that enables you to breathe. Slowly, deeply. So again, take as long as you feel you want in that position. And when you're ready, come and join me either in a comfortable sitting position, or you could also do it lying down on your back. Just going to take a moment to observe how the body feels now. And noticing how the breath goes in and out. So we're not trying to control or change anything. Just take a moment to be with the breath, to be with the body. Please take as long as you would like, just to be in that state of noticing, of observing. I hope you enjoyed doing this class with me, and please subscribe if you haven't done so already, so we can do some more classes together.